It's good to see you all this morning, and happy Labor Day weekend. This week, we are kicking off a new sermon series from the letter of James. And this letter calls us to embody our faith through actions. James touches on several ways of how we enact our faith in our actions, and we will be reading and learning about this in the coming weeks. A meditative practice that I engage in is walking. Now, the way I do this is I am being mindful as I am traveling and walking, and this is something I did as I worked in the hospital systems that I worked in as a chaplain, both at UK and at the Lexington VA. And this is a practice I have continued since coming to Christ Church. So I go out and I do this meditative walking practice. And what I am doing is paying attention to how my body feels as I am walking along, taking in what I'm seeing and hearing as well around me. Whereas, when I'm just walking to get from point A to point B, I don't have that awareness. So it's this intentional walking that I do. And so this week, it was a little hot outside. You may have experienced that, but I did still engage in this walking a little bit. And so at this point in the year, we are in the last vestiges of summer. As I walked, I took in these moments of summer. I felt the warmth of the sun on me. I experienced the brightness of the sun illuminating my path. I felt the cooling breeze of the wind in my hair and on my face. And as I continued, I even spotted some yellow leaves on the ground. And as the wind came along, they went across the sidewalk, and I could see and hear the noise that they made. These are reminders of the coming change in the season as well. These moments of meditative walking and experiences were all good gifts from God to me this week. It was a gift to experience them. It was a gift to be living to experience these moments. And these are moments of generosity from God. So the letter of James that we heard this morning begins that at the heart of our faith is relationship with God. It is this relationship that we receive God's perfect gifts of generosity towards us. It is in receiving these gifts of God that we are in a state of becoming our true selves as people of faith and also action. So God initiates this relationship with us, and we, as God's beloved children, respond to this initiation. We respond to these gifts of generosity, of love from God towards us. In response to these gifts of generosity, we are then changed as we hear from God and respond in our actions as we share that same generosity in our community here at Christ Church, but also outside of this place in our broader city in Lexington and also beyond. We share these gifts of generosity, of love. This generosity of the gift of love that God shares with us and we are changed by helps us to live differently. So a practice such as giving thanks for these gifts of generosity, of love, as Charles a few weeks ago encouraged us to do, of giving thanks, helps change our focus and outlook to one that more aligns with this generous love. This love then helps us to live differently, in which we offer ourselves to others. We offer gentleness rather than hardness. We offer understanding rather than misunderstanding. Connectedness rather than disconnection. We are seeking out true relationship with others. This is how we live and how we care for one another. And so today, I am excited about a group of 8 people in our congregation that will be trained to become Stephen ministers. myself, along with Donna Barr and Elizabeth Woodward, we will be working with this group of 8 people in the Stephen ministry. This group of 8 people have heard a call and discerned that they want to undergo the training and formation to serve our community as Stephen ministers. After their training, each one will be a companion with a member of our community to provide emotional and spiritual support during difficult times and seasons of life. They will companion them through those times. This group will be training for the next 9 months. It's a long time, but they will be together as a cohort and under the care of our trainers. They will be living out their faith in this way to care for our community. They are responding to those generous gifts from God in their own lives. So Stephen Ministry provides a way for Christians to respond to this call by serving others in a meaningful way. The act of becoming a Stephen minister is a response to the call to love and serve one another, reflecting that love and generosity from God through their acts of care. And Stephen ministry emphasizes the importance of listening, empathy, and presence, which are vital components of this training and care. By walking alongside those who are hurting in our congregation, the Stephen ministers are living out their faith through practical service. In this way, Stephen ministry is a power expression of being doers of the word, as James' reading today says, of making a difference in the lives of others, but also deepening their own spiritual life, their own spirituality, deepening who they are as people. These persons will be a gift of care to our community in response to the gifts of God's love to them and also to us. So may each one of us continue to recognize those good gifts of God in our midst and in our lives. Whether those gifts come in the form of a meditative walking practice or any other kind of spiritual practice you engage in, or whether it is coming alongside another person to care for them through those difficult periods. Amen.